Greetings, YouTube. LMS Tactical here. Just another follow-up on this Virginia protest coming up Monday at the Capitol. I've been thinking this is a message to the law enforcement that are going to be working there, and possibly, I don't know if the National Guard's going to be there, but to all law enforcement, I just implore you to remember what your oath is. All right, I've been law enforcement my whole adult life. I'm a retired Los Angeles police officer. I'm a former agent with an IG in DC. So there's a lot of us that are going to be there that are law enforcement, either retired or whatever. And many of us are veterans. I'm a former Army paratrooper. So I've taken the same oath you've taken more than a few times. And I just really hope that you keep in mind that an unlawful order is an unlawful order, and that no matter what happens, if you resort to deadly force or violence, that you keep in mind who you're yielding that violence or that deadly force against. We, the people that are going there to protest, are exercising our constitutional rights to do that. That's something that you swore to protect. It's a constitutional right. I don't mean to lecture you, but I know that, in history, throughout history, we've had things happen where innocent people have died. William Calley in Vietnam, that's one. You younger people may have to look that up. But remember, the fact that you have a commanding officer or a governor or a mayor that instructs you to open fire on a crowd of people. This is not Tiananmen Square in China, this is America. And the rules of deadly force are pretty fucking clear, and I hope that you're giving a lot of thought to that. I've been in the LA riots. I've been in other riots at the Palladium and Hollywood. They used to riot there, at least once or twice a year. I understand what it's like when you're wading into a crowd swinging a baton. But you got to remember, you can't just go willy-nilly and start fucking hitting people and hitting the wrong people. Each person that you hit is a fucking American citizen. So just make sure that you know who you're using force against and you understand why, and you're prepared to account for it at the end of the day. If there's a lot of unarmed bodies laying around at the end of this thing, the people are going to be held accountable. And this is the type of shit that could go completely sideways on a national level, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Because what you have here are a bunch of American citizens standing up for their constitutional rights, and anybody that would oppose that, I don't understand it. My brain doesn't comprehend it. So please bear in mind that if you're given an order to do something that is likely to cause death or great bodily harm, that you consider it. And if you decide to follow that order, you better hope that and pray, and you better be confident that it's a legitimate, lawful order. Shooting unarmed civilians is not a lawful order under any scenario. Smashing somebody's skull because they're wearing a MAGA hat or whatever the case may be that's not a lawful order. If you got to break up an unlawful crowd, you know how to do it without causing death or great bodily injury. And if you got some psychotic fucking commanding officer or some politician telling you to start breaking bones and shooting people, you're going to be held accountable. Maybe not by those of us that are laying there dead, but eventually shit catches up with people. So you don't want to be that dude spending time in fucking prison because you mowed down a bunch of innocent people who just love their country. So that's just something I'm just reminding you. I'm pro law enforcement, always have been. I back you guys 100%, always will. But I also know there's a lot of weak people in any group, and don't be that weak person. Be the hero. If you get an unlawful order, be the hero that stands up and says, hey, bullshit, I'm not fucking going to draw down on these people because they're American citizens and I swore the oath to protect them. And that's my fucking rant, and I hope you pay attention to it. You guys stay safe. That means everybody, law enforcement, anybody that's going to be there, stay safe. And let's get this thing done and send a message without anybody getting hurt. LMS Tactical, I'm out.